Welcome once again to the Polity, our program from KAFTAN Television that looks at trending issues within the polity. And as usual, I have two guests with me this time around, not just one, two very powerful guests that I'll be introducing in a short while. But I'm very glad to have you at the other end because I know you're there for sure, and it gives me great delight to have this assurance, and we say thank you for being there all the time. And by the way, let me remind you and tell somebody who's hearing for the first time that KAFTANTV doesn't have anything to do with Kaftan dresses. That KAFTANTV is an acronym that talks about King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV. Yeah. And you can tell your neighbor that also. And we're very glad to have you. And this afternoon, we'll be talking about one or two topics that I'm sure affect every single Nigerian, particularly the first one. And we'll take a look at how that affects us. And of course, we also cherish your perspectives, and we expect that in the course of the program, you will also make that effort to call us on our phone line 08029938365 and make your own feelings known. Share your own perspective, share your own opinion. Please get prepared for that, and at the appropriate time we'll cue you in. But for now, let me introduce the wonderful guest that I have with me. I guess I want to start from the far right, and you have Ibrahim Garba. I don't want to tell you his alias, unless he permits me to. But of course, he's a communication specialist. He's a public affairs analyst, and he's on the show this afternoon, and you can trust that he brings value. You're welcome, Ibrahim.
Thank you for having me again.
Good to have you again. Yes. And then right next to me, you have Ambassador Moses Kolawole Obisesan. Is many things rolled into one, but just today he will be putting on the hat of the public affairs analyst, and of course you know he does a good job, and I'm always delighted to have him also on the show. Ambassador, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. D. Nice to be here.
Great. And so today we go straight into the show, and the first topic we're talking about this afternoon has to do with the fact that Mr. President yesterday, suddenly out of the blues, announced an increase in the 2025 budget proposals from 49.7 trillion to 54.2 trillion. Nobody saw that coming. Did you see that coming, Ibrahim?
Well, I didn't.
Oh, in any case, I had a guest here about 3 weeks ago, Dr. Ilyas Aliyu, who did say that as far as it's concerned, even when people were saying that this is the biggest budget ever in Nigeria, he still said that the budget was too small and that we should be doing far bigger than that. I called him yesterday to connect with him to say, you did, that was some kind of prediction there, and it happened. And so some people had thought that, how can you have 49.7 trillion? But again, I guess the real issues for many people was the fact that there was a huge part of it that was going to be funded with deficit financing. And now, but the joy this time around is that in spite of the increase, I do not think there's any increase in the deficit, because this is happening because some more revenues have come in. Ibrahim, let's start with you. What's your take? What's your overview of this?
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me once again. I read through and I went through the reports, and I found out that for too long we have been, going back and forth on issues related to development in this country that requires some kind of surgery. National Assembly did well by, doing a thorough job examining the contents of the budget, in which some MDAs were invited for defense and all that. Yeah. So there were so many revelations. And if you look at the current world prices of the crude. It's predictable that in this year 2025 we should increase and expand our spending pattern.
All right.
Because there's a lot of gaps in the system. So doing that, if we want to really achieve, or Mr. President want to achieve something tangible, he should brag, I should dare. So doing that means we should review every component of the budget.
All right.
Because previous years, 2023, 2024, we perform below expectations.
Yeah.
And carrying over some of this deficit into 2025 requires that we should be able to see or hit the ground running. So I'm not surprised that at the end of the day, the budget, was jacked up, because this year we are, going to be involved in some infrastructural development. We're talking about boosting the, rail networks. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about education, because there's more spending now going for education, and there's always this issue about, food security.
Yeah.
Then the banditry and all that. So we're also anticipating increase in oil revenue, because as of December, January, our output is about 2.2 million barrels per day, and we see new deals coming in. So we're anticipating going beyond that. So if you are projecting something big, you need to expand and accommodate some of these challenges. So I'm not surprised Mr. President came up with that plan, increasing the budget. And what we want to see is implementation.
Good. I was going to go there. So, Ambassador, now we've moved from 49.7 to 54.2.
Correct.
That's a difference of 4.53 trillion.
Correct.
Now, and we saw that quickly he was definite in how he intends to deploy this extra revenue.
Yeah.
Sending the whopping sum of 1 trillion to the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development.
1.2.
Okay, 1.2 trillion.
Okay, sorry, you're correct.
No, 1 trillion, right? Yeah. No, you are talking about how the revenues came in. Yeah. Now, so do you think that that's where? Is it that's where the cry is loudest, or that's where the need is?
I love
most?
that. First of all, for Nigerians, I believe, just for those who do not know, I want to give it up to FRS for bringing in 1.4 beyond what had been anticipated.
Yeah, okay.
That's fantastic. I also want to give it up to Custom bringing in 1.2 extra, and then the others that actually brought in 1.8. Fantastic. I also want to give it up to Mr. President for. I mean, he thought it wise that he needs to go back to those who need to do the appropriation, and he took it to National Assembly. Some other persons won't have even, we've seen some other government, the money just comes in and they just blend it up and they are spending and all of that.
Unappropriated.
Unappropriated. And so for me, I give it it's kudos that he did that. Now, I love the question you asked. These areas that are being where the money is being deployed, are they really the best places? If you ask me, maybe I'll look at other places.
Right.
And I don't know, but again, I was now trying to look at the wisdom of Mr. President. Recently he started the Ministry of Livestock, and he thought that, okay, let's deploy something very major there, because and he put in 1.5 trillion. That's huge. That is like, look, it wasn't a mistake that we started Ministry of Livestock. Not a fluke.
Yeah.
So he's telling everybody, you know what? I created it deliberately. I was very thoughtful, intentional, and I'll put in the money where my mouth is. He believed that, look, we can take the leather industry, in the sub-Saharan Africa, and be able to really make a major deal out of that. So for me, I see it as a beautiful thing. And you also saw the new ministry that we really want to diversify into, which is the mining, Ministry of Solid Mineral and all of that, and he put in a whopping 1 trillion right there. That's also incredible. That I mean, I was like, wow, this man is not joking at all, you know, and all of that. And he also want to do very seriously infrastructure. And so,
and it's also beefing up the figures going to Bank of Agri, Bank of Industry.
Yes, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agri. For me, because of my background, I would have loved it. I love that of infrastructure.
Right.
I love that of infrastructure. I mean, because I'm in the housing sector. And so infrastructure help what we're doing. Anywhere you see the road, development follows. In fact, somebody have already said it before that just give the road to developers. You're going to have houses come up nicely once there's infrastructure reaching a particular place. But in our own case, we revert it. We say we should go before the infrastructure meets us, and it's crazy because it devalues what we're doing. You want to do a particular project, and you're thinking, how will people buy it? It's a big challenge.
Exactly.
So
maybe the process also gets very difficult.
Very difficult.
Now you are going through very tough terrain and all that. You know,
so for me, I love that. I love the side of the infrastructure that he did.
But
I wish that added to the infrastructure, it would have actually given a whoop. In fact, I said that what the housing industry need, especially the mortgage side. Mortgage has powdery 500 billion budgeted for it. We should be talking about 5 trillion. Because let's do the maths. Now, if FNBN have actually said, you know what, we're going to, we can give a mortgage of maximum of 50 million to a Nigerian who can carry that weight. So if they're going to give 50 million for each Nigerian, it's just, their 500 billion is just 10,000 Nigerians.
Right.
So you are saying out of over 200 million Nigerians, only 10,000 should come. But let's even say that budget is not only for the those who want to access 50 billion. That okay, let them access half of it, 25. That's 20,000 houses, 20,000 mortgages. It's a far cry for where we are.
Right.
So if you're going to be talking, I'm talking about 20,000 mortgages in 1 whole year. For that 500 billion, so you see that it is nothing at all. But
if we are consistent on that trajectory, the difference.
If we are consistent, they've been consistent. The FNBN has been around for a while now, over a decade. You understand? I'm saying, you know, I even think about 2 decades now. But the point there is that it's not just being consistent; you must be sizable also. I tell you, Mr. President, if you want a development that touches everybody, both the high, the medium, and the low income earner. In fact, let's even leave the high. Let's look at the low and the medium, because the 50 million per person, which is the maximum that you can get, is only for medium income earners. 50 million is a small amount, you know. So I am saying that what is slowing us down is the mortgage. One of the things, not the only stuff. Anyway, one of the.
Because I was going to remind you that if you have an insurance person here, he will also say that one thing that is slowing down.
You insure what is done already. If you have not done anything, what are you going to insure?
Okay, now
how many houses?
Let me go to Ibrahim quickly.
Okay,
Ibrahim. Now, what happened? What could have really happened? Because Mr. President presented this budget about the second week of December. And between then and now, about 6 weeks after, is it that this extra have just come into the kitty? Couldn't they have been how do you say it now? They could have been envisaged. Couldn't they have been taken into account? That's what you call accruals. That's what you call. Couldn't they have been accrued for? Couldn't they have been provided for? Before now? Well, are you saying that the whole of 1 trillion came in, for example, 1.4 trillion, is it, from Federal Inland Revenue Service just between these 6 weeks? Or, I mean, what do you think really happened?
1.4.
No, actually, just like I mentioned earlier on, some of the key agencies involved in revenue generation know, you know, what is at stake, because he has a mindset of where he wants to be. 4 years is not enough for him to execute some of his plans, or most of the things he wants to do. So the best way is, let me fall back on the original plan. And just like he mentioned, this man in FRS, what's his name? Zach Adedeji.
Adedeji, yeah.
You know, for a while, people underestimated his capacity in terms of what he can do. What was the projection last year? I think about 19 trillion. You know, he was able to exceed that within the period of 8 months.
Yeah.
So going further, there are other sources we see attracting money. Remember, he traveled around the world, you know, seeking for investment and all that. If you don't bolster the economy, it may not be attractive for further investment. So it's about taking risk and looking at areas that can be more attractive in terms of socio-economic development. Nigeria is very rich. The only thing is, where I'm impressed, like he mentioned, the solid minerals. There's a lot of wastages there. That is why there are a lot of back and forth concerning illegal mining and all this. You need agro rangers, you need a lot of people that, you know, are needed to, you know, help, you know, sanitize the system.
Sector,
Now, he's winning the war now against banditry, and we are seeing massive improvement in that area. So we must still wait till, you know, they give you the accolades that yes, you have done well in areas of banditry. So I like the way Mr. President is working. Remember, he's a former banker, somebody, a politician, and somebody who knows the economy very, very well. So I'm not surprised some of these things that are happening now. And you are going to see more surprises by the time we roll out the first quarter.
All right.
I see that happening because the way I see this economy going, I'm going to see, you know, Naira, you know, fighting the dollar, and we're going to see, you know, coming to this, judging by our involvement with BRICS and funding from China and other areas, I see a more robust economy in the year 2025. So we should give him a kudos. It's not about we're just coming through the FRS or the custom. We see more money coming in, especially through oil and gas, if we do proper pricing.
All right, let me give that to you also. What do you think really happened?
Okay, for me, really,
because I thought that this could have been
anticipated. Not that they didn't anticipate it, but you see, until you follow the records. If they've not tidied the book for January, for December, as at the time when the budget is being put together, you cannot be saying, "I will believe that this will happen." No,
sure, yes,
you go by records.
Yes.
So for me, rather than questioning why they didn't envisage it, I rather thumb up. You know, I said it before.
I'm saying we need to have an understanding of the dynamics of this.
They know that something is coming, but they will not show off the figure, and they don't want to be. You don't play around figures. You don't first of all say 54.8. Then you now come back. Sorry, it can only be 54.2 now. You would have seen a lot of backlash if that has been the issue. If you had presented a budget of 54.8 trillion. And then I came back and said, sorry, we missed the mark somewhere. It is now 54.2. People will no longer remember. There's going to be a lot of shout. So what were you doing? What was your enter and all of that? What did you use in arriving at that? So for me, I feel very comfortable. You know that every single spending is appropriated. That's the key thing. Because when you appropriate, not that we have reached a point where appropriation means that El Dorado, where everything is totally done the way it is. Yeah. But the least we should have is that the spending has been appropriated. That means what I want to do, I've given the third party to look at it.
Yes.
That is the beginning
and it's planned out.
Yeah, it's planned out. Yes. So the third party looks at it, and then that's transparent there. That's accountability there. They have something to be able to actually have oversight on.
Yes.
They can say, you say you're going to do this, and you are actually doing that. Or they can even rate them to say, okay, your budget, you only perform to what degree? Is it 70% or 40 or whatever? So for me, it's a right step in the right direction. Now, I would rather, going further, I would really want to say that we should, I still, like I was saying the other time, if there is still any other supplementary budget, I'm making a major plea that something must be given to housing industry in this country. Now, I know that we're dealing with what we have right now, but there will surely be supplementary appropriation as the year runs. Just like my colleague here have said that more money, than actually being predicted. The last time we were talking about Nigeria should be making far more than what we are saying right here. Sure, yeah. But there are several areas of wastages, leakages, and all of that. The more they plumb, the more they see money coming and all of that. So I see more coming in beyond the 30-something trillion that they have looked at to be able to rake, and the evidence is there right now that 4-point-something came in extra for whatever they have projected. So when it comes housing sector, not just because I'm there, you cannot have over 20 million housing deficit, and then Nigerians are sleeping under the tree. Nigerians they are in terrible. I tell people, I say Mbappe is a disaster waiting to happen. How can you have millions of people in a place like Mbappe, and it's so close to the most to the VIP area like Maitama? People can stroll in from Mbappe to Maitama, and you keep them there. After a while, there will be unrest around Maitama. So for me, I'm just looking at how we deploy, and it's not even just because of the housing. It is because of the massive job that it will produce. There is nothing that addresses imbalance as far as financials is concerned as compared to the real estate industry. No, nothing. No, agri will take care of large job, but when it comes to giving funding to all of the value chain and all of the strata of persons that are involved, no one like real estate. And so the Mr. President really, because again, you said you're going to build 100,000 houses. That 100,000 houses alone, you have not given Nigerians the power to be able to mop it up. Just the 100,000 for 20 million is going to take decades to be able to meet, but you've not given the power to Nigerians to be able to mop up that 100,000, because the 100,000 houses, like I've just projected, even if it is put at an average of 25 million naira per house, to be taken off by Nigerians, that alone will require 5 times, and that's the term right now. So it's going to require not less than about 2.5 trillion to mop up the 100,000. So you're going to need 2.5 trillion. The reason why I'm throwing this figure is for them to juggle it. Really, okay, we said we're going to build the 100,000. So how will Nigerian pick it up? Okay, you build it, there's going to be glut. They can't take it. The off-takers cannot. So what are we doing? Is it that we're not thinking all through? You should think all through the value chain. And again, you also must know that once you invest that, the amount becomes, it is going to actually be money that will keep circulating. What do I mean? It is not a free cash to off-takers. The people who take it right now will be paying back, so it keeps going round and round, and it keeps healing the economy and all of that. So I make a major case that before the year runs out, whatever budget has been given to the Ministry of Housing must be quadruple.
All right. So he makes a case for housing. Yeah. So Ibrahim is probably going to be making a case for media, for media and agriculture or whatever. Maybe I'll be making a case for education. I'll be making, So, but the underlying point I'm trying to make is that, good point, good analysis, but the fact remains that our resources are limited, and from time to time, they'll just have to make do with certain those limitations. I mean, it's like the basic economic theory. Our needs never end, limitless, but the resources to tackle them are in short supply. So government always has that challenge of managing
resources.
Limitless needs using limited resources. So that's where we are, and he's saying, give us more houses. Of course, that will affect, positively every Nigerian. There's no doubt about it. So, but I think that we take one step at a time, and he already gave kudos to the government for what they've done so far. In fact, both of them. So, but now let's look at it. If you had the sharing knife, Ibrahim, would you give 1 trillion? Would you give 1 trillion to MSMD, Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, or would you rather give it to roads, or would you rather give it to housing? Or no, you're smiling.
I think we have an opportunity to expand as a nation.
Yeah.
And you know there are leakages almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Recently, there's an outcry from the National Assembly when the distinguished Senator Adams Oshomole pointed out the fact that Nigerians or Nigeria is losing revenues as much as $3 billion yearly, to illegal mining.
Yeah.
So, and if on this budget we allocate 1 trillion, that means it's not about allocating resources to solid minerals. It's about getting more money from that sector. That means you need to deploy more human resources, more investment in that area. So where you put in 1 trillion, well managed, you should expect something big from that sector.
So that's a good one.
It's a very good one. Then
but the same Oshomole also lamented recently about the state of our electricity equipment and how we keep having to keep up with what do you call it now? What is it now? When
generators?
No. When the entire system shuts down.
Power collapse.
National grid collapse. Okay. We've had several. Last year we had whether 12 or how many, I don't know. Now, so shouldn't we have thought of putting 1.5 trillion there? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That also is huge investment that will make industries work, that will make individuals be able to run their businesses. I know that. So it's a matter of
you see, we have Nigerians have spoken so much about the collapse in the power sector. There's a lot of back and forth. Like what happened recently when, for the first time for me, I'll commend Mr. President, by 2 past leaders going to France to defend the Mambila power project, the scam involved in that area. So we have had reports about $16 billion going into the power sector. So we cannot go back to the past now. So I see a situation whereby the energy sector, rather the electricity sector, should be fully unbundled, privatized, and invite investors. Because if you put in more money, you are still going to lose. The mystery behind the collapse, we all know there are a lot of information coming from there that some managers within the sector, within the industry, are shortchanging Nigerians. So there's no truth coming from that sector. And that is why, if you look at the mindset of Mr. President, is more like private sector driven economy by outsourcing some of these areas to private sector. Now we're talking about a field deal with Siemens that happened in the past, but we see more investors coming from Germany, China, and other countries coming into Nigeria to invest in the power sector. So if you give it to the private sector, you'll be at home. And you saw what happened when he took that decision, when he lifted the subsidy on fuel, right? Yeah. What are the benefits we are seeing today? Now we see petroleum pricing going down, rising up. We are managing. By the turn of the year, I see petroleum pricing crashing down further. So you need to be critical in thinking. You need to be strategic in approach. And these two, like I said, we have found someone who is very well positioned to re-engineer the economy. And I see boom before the end of the year. So we should give him that support he needs.
Yeah. All right. Now, if you're seeing boom, by the way, dear Nigerians or wherever you're watching from, you have a chance to call in on this program, and the number remains 080-299-38365. I guess that was slow enough so you can follow, but it's on the screen already. So please do us a favor, do yourself a favor by calling in to share with the world, with Nigeria, your own insights and your own wisdom, because we all need all hands and all heads in order for Nigeria to pull through. Nigeria has great potential, but we can't continue to talk about potential and not reality. I mean, not so potential must move to reality. I think we should just put it that way. So now please do call in. The phone line is open, and let's so here comes the first one. So the pitch worked. Hello, good afternoon.
I'm going to bring it closer.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Hello. Oh no. Well, at least we've had one. Yeah. So there's hope that several others will begin to call now. So now you are saying. Now don't forget. I hope this is not getting tenuous, but I think that the energy sector is very critical. And just recently, news came that they intend to hike the rates in the past in the energy sector again. How does that? I mean, how does
these
it?
These are mere speculations. No, all this thing goes through a process. There are people.
No. They're not just speculations. They're not just speculations.
So let me just say something. First of all, there are 3 levels, of approach. That,
all right.
Okay.
Let's do this. Good day, my brother or sister. Could you be a sister this time around? Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
You see? Good afternoon.
Well done, sir.
Well done.
Hello, sir.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, sir.
I can hear you. We can hear you. Oh no. There's definitely a problem with the connection. Yeah. All right. So please keep trying. I guess there are some challenges with the network, but that shouldn't deter you. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to say that there are 3 approaches, to problem solving. The first one can be what is the solution for today. The other one can be what's the solution for medium term. What's the solution for long term. I see the current president, he realized that a whole lot of time we've actually neglected the medium term and long term for too long. We just look at what is a temporary, because the solution for today, usually they are very temporal. They just say, oh, you are having a headache, just take paracetamol. Nobody is saying, oh, you're not sleeping enough. What's the real cause? Why are you, okay, you don't have enough sleep, you don't eat well, you are hungry. There can be so many stuff that is leading to you having that maybe brain, pain and all of that. So some of these solutions are usually they are very difficult to swallow by Nigerians, because the guy has done some incredible land-breaking, policies. Incredible. For over 30 years, we couldn't stop subsidy on oil. The guy said, no, I will brace this. I will stop it. And he did. And sometimes we don't even see the silver lining. The price moved boom to over 1,000 naira, about 1,500. He just kept going as if, man, we are finished. But right now, just because of the little competition between the private side and the government side, the price is dropping. The man came, our refinery looks like he continuously take our resources without not a drop of oil coming out from it. But as you have it right now, we have the Port Harcourt refineries working. We already have, so we already have 2 of those refineries working, and for that little alone is enough to start challenging the monopoly of the so right now we have 3 people who are contesting very seriously. We have the federal government through our refineries that are coming on stream. We have Dangote coming as a private person. Then we have the importers who are saying, look, if yours is too expensive, if yours is not sure, we will bring in from our stuff. And the three play is already leading to what we had in the internet provider stuff. You and I are here. We knew about 20 years back when the MTN of this world came over to Nigeria, where you have to buy a SIM card for 30,000 naira. 35,000 naira for a SIM card. Then you have to buy a Nokia phone that if they dash you now, the person will just
and then it was even per minute billing. But
per minute. In fact, one of the service providers said per second is not possible. But when there was a competition, somebody rose up, as at that time, Go rose up and said, you know what, per second I will do it, and they started. This other whatever started with. So all I'm saying is that healthy competition will force down the price. As of today, yeah, you can take the call.
Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Hello?
You are welcome. Yeah.
Please, Tijani from Lagos.
All right, go ahead. Let's have your perspective. Yeah.
This is a very good topic that you are discussing.
Thank you.
The increase in budget proposal.
Yeah.
But my own contribution is that from all the natural resources that we are trying to develop, the government should try to. Hello?
Go ahead.
The government should try to block all the
It's on.
from all the illegal mining. The illegal miners, they are the ones that are causing the problem. You see, they got enough of funds to fund the banditry, like what is happening in Zamfara.
Yeah.
You know, all the natural resources should be coordinated and be controlled by the federal government. In a situation in which all the natural resources from some parts of the country are being managed within the little cabals in the state, you know, it causes a lot of havoc and insecurity to the country. That's what I want to contribute.
Thank you, Tijani. Thank you so very much. Yeah. So you heard him. He is worried about the fact that
So I was saying that naturally, when you have healthy competition, there will be price war. So what you have with NNPC and the rest right there is price war. The guy just say, okay, you know what, guys, I bring down my price to a particular level, less than 900, and that's beautiful, because that exactly is what everybody will become very efficient. I was discussing here the last time. I said, look, some of the service providers have not been. How can you be running a mast using diesel? Why? In Nigeria, where we have enough sunshine, we have enough renewable energy, why? It doesn't even add up, because the diesel sometimes you see them, each of the power station, each of the power, whatever mast, you see several generators right there. They will have whatever pouring diesel, just blasting and messing up our environment and all of that. I think that if you have enough competition, you're going to force down all of those stuff that I call them wastages. And because for me, I criticized why the NCC will allow the 50% increase in whatever. Just tell them that, look, when you started from a powder, because we must know where we're coming from. Powder 500,000 lines, that's what we started from. As of today, there are over 200 million lines in Nigeria, active lines. What a beautiful, huge market. So how can you now be telling me since we came, we have not increased price? No, since you came, we have increased the number of rich. You see bigger buyer, bigger market. That's why you see that China will do a thing. They are the cheapest. Why? They've got size on their side, on the population on their own side. So that's whenever whatever is making a difference, if we make one of these 1.4, 1.5 billion people will say yes to it, they already passed. And if you see our own local place here, whenever any of the musicians go to Lagos, because of this population size of Lagos, if you do any music and 1 million person accept it, you're already made.
Sure. So
I'm saying that we need to start looking at efficiency, and we need to start looking at a healthy competition. And I love what Mr. President has just done. If you see the problem between the herders and the farmers, maybe the ministry of what's it called now, this new ministry, livestock, will be able to put a plate to that, because you're now saying, if you want to do business of rearing your cattle and all of that, find a proper way to be able to do that. Yeah.
Let's take this. Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome. You're welcome to KAFTANTV. Yeah.
I'm calling from Obisesan.
And your name is what?
My name is Oluwasegun.
Oluwasegun. Please go ahead and let's hear you.
It is even good for people to have the competition between the price of our petroleum in Nigeria. Because due to the problem that we are having, there is no competition, there is no solution. Let there be a competition between the president and Dangote and so on. So that everything we can be able to benefit. If it is just only one person that are in charge, the state are not able to hold on.
All right, Oluwasegun, thank you so very much. Because we need to round this up and go to the next topic. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate you. And, you know, I was just going to say that beautiful points you people have made, but the government is gradually creating a name for itself of... don't be too fast with that, because you don't know exactly where I'm going.
No, I'm not predicting.
The government is beginning to get itself the name of a government that hikes everything, removes every subsidy, has no human face, doesn't care whether people live or die while the programs are going. Because you see, whether you like it or not, what is acceptable is that, yeah, you praised, many Nigerians hail the fact that subsidy was removed, subsidy on fuel was removed. But what gives the pain, what brings the angst, is the fact that corresponding cushion was not provided.
Yeah,
it has not been provided even till now.
Correct.
I mean, how long will it really take if we are bent, if we are decided, if we are determined to bring CNG buses?
I would like to respond.
That's the
to
last
that.
point on this one, so that we can.
I would like to respond to
take
that.
a break.
Like I said earlier on, you know, everything you are doing, or rather, government is doing right now, is about strategic planning.
Correct.
Yes, we emphasize that, you know, when these new policies will impact negatively in the short term.
Correct.
In the long term or in the middle term, you are going to see a robust economy.
Correct.
And you are beginning to see it now.
Yep.
Now let's talk about pricing, the petroleum pricing, for instance. A lot of people, if you travel when they remove the subsidy, before subsidy was removed, we know what happened in this country. Some people will bring in empty vessel and claim money.
Correct.
Now, going further, I traveled down the north. I found that, for instance, Kaduna, when I passed through Kaduna, I saw over 250 tankers packed. What happened? Because they could not lift and move out of the country.
Correct.
Now, petrol is around, is in the country, you just walk in and purchase.
Correct.
Now, recently, you mentioned that Dangote was a strong competitor, but when he came, there was silence between the NMDPRA and NNPC and Dangote over pricing. Who should set the price?
Yeah.
And how much are you selling to Dangote? And Dangote came out with a price template. The problem he had was that there was 18% increase in the original price they're giving to Dangote, which means after purchasing crude, they still demand extra 18% from the refined petrol through NMDPRA. So if you remove that and the price of dollar comes down, petrol will be very, very cheap. That is one. Then number two, the independent marketers refuse to patronize Dangote because of pricing. And Dangote has excess and he need to sell. So it's strategic. Now, NNPC on the other hand said, look, we are not buying from you. We are oil giant. We can bring in our own fuel. So when there's healthy competition, prices come down. That is one. Then number two,
can you just quickly
let me round up.
Create a nexus between this and the
solution is this. People are moving away. Some people are parking their vehicle. Then CNG buses coming. The new year, or rather the new innovation is most countries are moving away from petrol to CNG.
Yeah.
And we see countries in Africa now adopting this. So petrol in the next 5-10 years will continue to fizzle out because people are thinking of new energy renewal and all that.
Ibrahim, we just have to leave this here in order for us to take a breather quickly and then get back to the second topic. Thank you so very much.
All right.
a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information. You can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning. The Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecast, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on Startimes, channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on KAFTANTV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it. I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, KAFTANTV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, KAFTAN_TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world.
Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still on to KAFTAN Television and on the Polity program, your darling program, and we've been talking about the sudden, out of the blues, increase in budget proposal that was announced by Mr. President in two separate letters to the green and red chambers of the National Assembly yesterday, and my guests have been saying kudos. If they had a plaque or an award, probably would take it to Mr. President on this one. Yeah. And if you're out there and you still want to make a comment on that, it's still open. You can go ahead and have your comment. It's 08029938365. Let's see what you have to say, whether we have someone who's going to continue to back up what my guests in the house are saying, or someone who's going to say no. But generally, I think we must all agree that that was a great move, a good move. Like you said, Obisesan a while ago, it's very possible for some other governments to say, well, this is an opportunity to chop and clean mouth without bringing the thing into the official space. You just spend outside of the budget, and that would be really unfortunate. That would be that would be some form of opacity, which is not what we desire at a time like this. So 08029938365 is the line. Please do call us in case you are interested in making your point on this particular one. As we move to the next topic, in the last 2-3 days, there's been the back and forth between Najatu Mohammed and Ribadu, the National Security Advisor, where the madam said, man, how is it possible that you call someone a thief a while ago and then now you are sitting down with him to do business, to work together? And you said so and so and so and so about this same person, and now here you are working for the person, and then guess what? The man even says no, he did not even say those things at all. But so I'm wondering. In fact, El Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, former FCT minister, also had to weigh in, and the matter is getting bigger and bigger every day. But I think that we all agree, especially in journalism, we believe that facts are sacred. Our comments are free. But if that be the case, what exactly is the fact in this matter? What exactly is the fact in this matter? Or are we faced with a situation of whoever pays the piper dictates the tune? Which means that the same piper can play for two persons and have different tunes, even when the theme is about the same thing. It's working for government under this person, working for government under this person. So the person that you know how a party in this country, someone said, I think he was the chairman of the party at the time. As I say it, I'm sure that you understand. He said, once you come into this party, all your sins are forgiven. All your sins are forgiven.
Let's go.
So now, maybe I should start with Ibrahim also again on this one. Now, so how do you see what's been playing out between this trial?
Yeah, to me, it's like opening up a Pandora box. You never can tell what will really come out. For the right reasons or for the wrong reasons, I would say Najatu Mohammed has been in the public space talking from both sides of the mouth. Because if you've not forgotten, she never spared Mr. President in her first outburst because she's not been given a portfolio she so desired in the first place. She never spared Buhari as well. Coming up with this issue at this critical time, to me, it's made diversionary because Nuhu Ribadu, who she claimed is working for Mr. President now, who quote unquote is not a saint, is she asking Ribadu to resign from the government? So the question is, why is it happening now? You know, they are positioning themselves ahead of 2027 so that Mr. President will not be focused on the main, duties of the office. And I like the way everybody responded. Sometimes it's very difficult for you to pin down someone claiming he has made or uttered a statement, even if it's in the public domain. It's written on the pages of newspaper. When I saw the information generated by Nasru El-Rufai to add by to what Najatu has said. So it's mere allegation. It was not proven. The case never found its way to the court. So you cannot just claim and say, look, they were subject to investigation or investigation was conducted and there were proofs to show that yes, they were guilty as charged by the court of law. So, and that is why Ahmed Raji's son came out with a statement, insisting that Najatu should withdraw her statement. That is statesmanly because it is too early to overheat the polity with this kind of comments. It's diversionary. We are moving forward. And El-Rufai too, coming up to support Najatu is like building a new camp to attack or coming as an opposition. All these gimmicks.
Let's put aside attack or whatever.
No, these are gimmicks deployed by politicians at any point in time. So we are used to it. For me, advisably, if I were NSA, I would not even respond.
Correct.
I will remain focused on my objectives, and I don't want the presidency to even respond.
Correct.
These are mere comments, mere allegations. It doesn't hold water at this point in time.
Right. I should come to you, Ibrahim.
Yes.
Are you saying that we shouldn't be systematic and intentional about entrenching principles, even in politics?
Look,
because look, maybe I should put some more light on that.
Yes.
Now, if you call somebody a criminal in the morning,
that's an indictment. You need to prove it beyond reasonable doubt.
No, but wait a minute. If you call someone a criminal in the morning, and this was done in public space, and we later find you with that same person hobnobbing, not just hobnobbing, doing serious business together, what impression comes to you?
You see, these are mere comments or statements, pronouncement. Remember, we are all in one country.
Yeah.
And they are all politicians. You don't believe every word that come out of the mouth of a politician. That's why. Then number two is the fact that Ribadu was serving. It's not the head of state. He was in charge of the Anti-Corruption Commission. Yes. Remember that.
So what could be established now?
It could be that his paymaster said, "Okay, this is what you want. We want you to do." As the anti-corruption chairman, he will execute that. Ribadu never go out of his way insisting that these people are corrupt. I'll charge them to court. They are found guilty. So many things that needs to be extracted from this information. So for me, what I'm trying to say is that for now, it's in public domain. and she has been asked to retract those statements. If she doesn't, let's see what happens at the end of the day. Now, we cannot conclude.
Yeah, before
this,
the courts take their place.
Yes.
At least now we won't be charged for
for libelous statement and all that. That's why I say it's mere diversionary. I don't see it as
we won't be charged for contempt of court. Yeah, so we're free for now. Now, see, the point I think we need to first of all establish is: did Ribadu ever say such a thing? Did he ever say whether it was legally established later or not? Did he say such? Did he make such?
I did not hear
such innuendos.
I did not hear Ribadu making such comments.
No, but in this current debate, you know that El-Rufai has weighed in and
extracted a portion of Daily Trust newspaper of 2005 or thereabout, where alleging that Ribadu made such a comment.
That's the point.
Let's not. You see, my brother, until we realize where we are and where we want to be. Sometimes we are speaking from where we want to be. Where we are today, our politicians are unguided. They just say things, and they don't hold water. Did you see how El-Rufai was torn into shreds after, by the current administration, the House of Assembly in Kaduna?
Yes.
In fact, I believed it, because the guys.
You currently not disbelieve it.
For now, none of them have been able to drag each other to court. Look, until you are innocent, until proven guilty by a competent court of law. What I say about you doesn't count. Dayo, do you know this and that and all kinds of stuff? Let them take it to court. I'm proving. Look, I'm proving. Look, I've been a victim of litigation before. The guy was saying all kinds of things. In fact, then I just told my lawyer, "You're not listening." He said, "No, don't worry." When my lawyer was with me, he just said, "I file for what was that statement?" There was one word, just one word that the guy used, and he nullified all the nonsense that the guy has been saying for 6 months. 6 months of going to whatever, So I have learned that it is not what is being said. It's not media trial. It's not judgment that's going to come from media. You're going to go to a competent court to be able to prove whatever you have said. So if anybody says anything about me and they hear it on the paper and they have written it there and they will do whatever, and the question you want to know is
why is even El-Rufai backing these allegations?
Of course, everybody has their peculiar interests. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Life is about.
Ask yourself, why is it happening now?
Our politics is about interest.
Let me tell you something, Mr.
Point that we try to first of all establish is.
Did he say it?
Did he say it?
Yeah, and if that is the job alone.
Did not say it.
Yeah.
You won't
say that.
You won't find an El-Rufai extracting it.
That's not correct. That's not correct. That's not correct. That means you're wrong. No, I'm coming. El-Rufai could extract anything. Why are you saying
could extract anything?
Yes.
Like how?
Look, El-Rufai went to pick a paper in 2000 and whatever, and then he said that Ribadu said the guy, if he amounted to much, then El-Rufai should have pointed it out in 2005. The guy would have explained what he meant by that. You don't come. Wait, I'm coming. You don't come 20 years later. I'm coming.
I think we're trifling with some of this.
No, I'm coming. 20 years later. We seem to
be kidding. We seem to be kidding with this. See. Because you cannot expect an El-Rufai of 2005 to come and fight against this, because they were all in the same party.
Yes.
So the truth is that many times the truth doesn't come out until two people.
What is the truth?
What is the truth? The truth is I said it.
I'm not saying
that you should go to court.
Has it been proven in the court?
They said you are innocent until proven guilty.
We're not yet in the realm of proof. Yes. We're saying.
Oh, you need to prove it.
No, wait. Did he say that?
Now, this thing came
out. I don't know whether I said that.
No, wait. This thing came out on TikTok. She mentioned it on TikTok, and it's dangerous and libelous. That's why I would advise Nigeria to pull it back and pull it down, because if it's used against her in the court, she has to prove it.
All right.
Yes, that is my point. Because it is mere documentation. It's different from spoken words.
No. You cannot.
Hold on.
We are
talking about the courts.
Particularly, we are in the media industry.
Yes.
If you have a paper, reference,
yes,
there's every likelihood that you also have the spoken.
But you have to prove it.
No. But do you agree?
Sound. I'm talking about sound,
yes,
not about
bites, yes.
not about written
There's
words.
every likelihood that there will also be radio.
There is the 1% that it is not correct.
See,
I'm not even. You know something? I'm not even holding brief, Dayo. I'm not holding brief for whether Ribado said what. I just want us to have better understanding. Obasanjo was Ribado's
anti-corruption champ.
Obasanjo was the president during Ribado's boss. So, and the one of the major person that Obasanjo fought as at that time was Tinubu.
Yeah.
So they will use any way. Let me tell you, they will use any way to be able to attack him. Now the guy came because let me tell you something about Tinubu.
You just mentioned Ojo Okalu.
Yes.
And maybe we should proceed with Ojo Okalu, right?
No.
No. Hear what I'm saying.
Akume was involved in the allegations and all that.
Yes.
He mentioned Akume and all that. You see, it boils down to what we're telling you. Were these guys in the good books of Mr. President then Obasanjo?
No!
Because Obasanjo see these people as a threat.
Yes.
And in politics, if you
can use any which word. They can even twist your word to be able to attack the other person.
So you should know.
Until if there is a need for you to clarify that, because you should have pointed and said, do you mean
and why is becoming more dangerous? Why is becoming more dangerous?
So many things that were said.
The social media we're using today, then, how sound and powerful was it? So that is why I say this TikTok comment is defamatory, and I would advise her to withdraw those comments. Honestly.
All right. So, as far as you're concerned,
yes,
they don't amount to much, is it?
At all, because it's beer parlor talk.
No. Let's do a little bit more.
It depends on the weights.
How much of it is beer parlor talk?
Yes.
When you consider, for example, that this matter concerning Uzokalu went to court.
Yes.
And he was actually convicted.
Yes.
Yes. Was he convicted? Was he convicted?
I'm with you.
But then, I don't know, certain interventions went into the matter, which led to him not being in the gulag as we speak. Now, so, if that is correct,
was Tinubu convicted?
That's the point.
Was Akume convicted?
That's the point.
See, when you don't just make sweeping statements against
I agree.
people.
There's nothing they have not said. They said Tinubu, his health is failing. He's the man. That man that you are seeing.
Prosecution.
The point,
you should know that.
The point we're making, the point that is being made here, the point Nigerians are making, that Niger too is trying to express on behalf of certain sections of the country, is that if you indeed said this,
prove it.
Are you saying if you indeed said this, and considering your office at the time, are you saying that you were that reckless or flippant, or are you saying that you played the two sides?
I love what you've just said. He said, if you indeed said this, and the guy said, I didn't say it.
He didn't say it.
So you are fighting about that. No. So what you should do is that you can take the matter to court and prove that he said it.
No.
You don't understand. No, somebody said, Moses, you said this. And the person said, no, I did not.
Wait a minute.
You can prove it.
It's a growing matter.
Yes.
It's a developing
correct
story.
Yes.
So you never can say what extent it will go.
Yeah.
We're just speaking it from the point that we have found it.
Yes.
So at this point, we're saying, if, and I'm sure you just agreed, that if indeed he said so, and he turns back to begin to work with the same person, how is the optics?
Let me tell you, there are two sides to it. You can say, I'm coming. You can say, yes, I said it that time, without much facts. Later, I realized a number of things after investigation, and I realized that wasn't the correct story. Because people bring in.
Wait, don't go too far.
Yeah.
Is that not an indictment already? If you say, for example, I said it at that time, but not with so much facts, considering that this was the czar of anti-corruption in this country at that point in time.
No, that's not the way it works. If I say, let me tell you, Mr. D, let me just tell you something. The way it works is that they said several of the governors have stolen. So we now want to say, let's see the one that have stolen the most. so that we start from there. They don't start from the least, they start from the most. So let's see the one that, or the one that we have issues with. Two things: either we have issues with you, or you have big money in your pocket. These are the two things, and then they start from there, and they bring all the stories they can get, all of the whatever, and they keep putting it together and say, what, this guy took this much whatever, is really a thief. But after a while, I haven't checked that. Oh, the money you said it. I told you how they tore El Rufai to shreds in Kaduna.
Yes.
Until today, we couldn't establish it. So if I'm quick to believe in what I heard about did you not hear it?
No, wait.
They picked each, they said social money was turned into the family's money. So all kinds of things. At the time I was feeling like every time that I thought that it was a clean guy. I was beginning to believe it.
Let's take it this way then.
Do you understand?
No.
So what I've learned is
wait. Let's take it this way then. The kind of revelations at that time,
yes,
were definitely very injurious, if you like.
Correct.
To the person and image of El Rufai.
Yes.
If he felt hurt, and if he felt that those things were injurious, who should go to court?
He should go to court. But if he has not gone to court and he has not gone to court,
no. He will not go to court. So if he has not gone to court, what does that say?
Well, it could mean two things. Two things. It could mean that look, there is just political talk and beer parlor talk, or it means that he did it. That is what you will infer. The third one is that what would you infer? No. For me, honestly, because I listened to them, it was facts and figures.
See,
they were bringing out social amount was whatever, but he went here. They never got. They even said some of the places that he went to unveil that they didn't see the structures there.
As I'm talking to you, El Rufai's case is before the State Assembly.
Yes.
Committees have been set up in virtually every ministry and department under El Rufai, giving 3 months mandate to produce a report on that matter. Correct. So the matter has not been swept under the carpet. That is one. Then number two, if it is a lie, El Rufai could go to court and seek for what? Stay of execution.
Or redress.
He has that right.
Redress.
Yeah.
Or redress. Has he done that? Now he's hiding under a cover. This time around, Najatu has spoken. Now, let me take a swipe at the federal government. And who? At one of the key principal officers. So, if you look at it, technically, there's politicking involved. And he's seeking sympathy of a particular region to stop this, investigation.
Yes.
So, technically, like I said, it is too early for such to come out. And I still insist that advisably Najatu should withdraw those comments. Now, that's my candid advice.
Now, we already established a while ago
that
if your image has been messed up, you have a right to go to court and ask that
straighten up,
clean up.
Yes. It's a big fight.
If that is so, do we have on record, for example, that already we even have issues about whether Ribadu said it or not. I'm saying if Ribadu said that, and I know that there was such kind of innuendos and all kinds of things at that time. Now, if he said it, and I'll go back after this show again and be very sure. But if he said
I have it here.
Very good. So if he said it, and Tinubu is the subject matter of the of such a comment. Now, who has the onus to try to clear whatever is the negativity?
No, it's a simple matter.
No, the onus is on who to clear.
Who is the accused? Ribadu.
No, not now.
No.
As at that time,
yes. Tinubu, right?
Tinubu.
Good. But did we hear any such thing?
No, you don't understand. You cannot be answering everybody.
No. Is Ribadu everybody in Nigeria?
No. They have not. If they believe that he has stolen, they go to court. How can you be answering anybody that says anything?
Let me even say this. Because you cited the Kaduna example.
Yes.
Have we not heard several of those things that come up?
Yes.
And die gradually?
Correct.
Are you saying that every of such occurrence died because it had no merit?
No, not all of them. Some may even have merit, but because the person have done to do plea bargain or whatever, or rub my hands, I rub yours, and he went off.
Still official.
I'm coming. Even look, he has gone to appease the gods.
Yes.
And so they forgave his sin. They forgave his sin.
Yeah?
The issue that I'm letting you to see, I'm telling you that I was a victim. No case submission. That's what I wanted to remember.
Okay,
no case submission. A guy dragged me and he said all kinds of things. And you know that if you have political ambition, once you are convicted, you're gone.
You are gone.
I was looking at my lawyer and my lawyer just said, my lord, he makes a no case submission, my lord, and the guy sat down. I felt like punching him then, because I knew very
much more.
I thought I was going to talk to clear all
these allegations.
All the allegations. The guy not even tried to clear one. He just stood up, my lord, no case submission, my lord, and he said that's the end of the story. I was like, he said, look, he said you don't start addressing all of that. There are no issues.
Are you convinced?
So from there, I've learned that not everything. If it was me, if I never had a competent lawyer, I would have been this one is a liar. This one is no. He said, my lord, no case submission on that.
Which applies same to this.
The phone is open to you. Please do call in on 080-299-38365. Let's have what you
by that experience alone, it has helped me not to do. You say they talk one thing. When there's a need, we will get there. But you are saying this, you are saying that. I told my wife, I said you can't amount to much if nobody is saying one thing about you. You won't amount to you can't amount to much, because as you're growing and you're shooting beyond your regulars, then they start seeing you and all kinds of talk will come out.
Yes.
Does it make it right? No. Look at how many presidents have not gone to prison, how many presidents have not spoken ill about, how many? Who? Nobody. So for me, if you're sure of certain thing, please prove it and let a court of competence, let them stamp it. If they've not stamped it, I won't even give it.
At the end of the day,
because there's a lot of beer parlor gist and all.
No, Nigerians, the number is 080-299-38365. Let's do this together, and you can speak on both topics. The one with a table before that has to do with the budget hike, the budget increase that was announced yesterday.
It's not budget hike.
A budget increase. Yes,
please.
budget
because
increase.
When you say hike,
it's not correct. Negative side, I took it back immediately. Okay. Now, budget increase, which was announced yesterday by Mr. President, which my guests have said is a wonderful move. And I think I agree with that also. But let's have you weigh in on that, and then let's, just before we round up on this show. So, now, just before we go,
Don't get me wrong.
No.
If El Rufai and the lady feels Najat, if they feel really that there are certain substance to whatever they are saying, and they have a point to make, they can take the matter further. But that I will give is I will whatever I won't have a slip over. No,
I think that where the danger of those kind of things lies is this. You have an understanding from past experience.
Correct.
It's not everybody who has that kind of experience.
Correct.
It's not everybody who has that kind of understanding.
Correct.
Which emanated from what you passed through.
Correct.
What the danger of this kind of thing is that millions of Nigerians, more millions of Nigerians, are going to be at home with this kind of thing. So I would have thought that if it's incorrect, the onus is on the person that has been accused, quote unquote, who the allegation has been made against, to say, man, don't try that, and if you do the next time, I go to court.
No, that's what I told you. That's what I told you.
He would even have.
No, he was talking about Ribadu going to court. That's what you mean.
I told you.
For what? He said, I didn't say it, and he left it, because look, there are hundreds of statements like this against a politician.
You just said
this man, they will distract you. You are going in a market. In a market, you are going, and they are calling, about this other, and they are dragging you. And you want to attend to all of them.
Wait a minute.
You will not get anywhere.
Wait a minute. The same way you said anybody could have said anything.
Yes.
Is the same way anybody could have told of anything.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
the same way you say somebody could have made a flippant allegation is the same way that somebody who even indeed is involved can wave it off and shrug it off his shoulders and say there was no such thing.
Yes, yes.
Both ways. How do we establish?
No, what I'm saying, don't get me wrong.
Because as far as I'm concerned, the whole essence of this topic is for us to establish which one is the fact. Or do we have a situation where somebody is playing?
No, that's just that's
so
investigative journalism.
No, wait.
If you want me to
wait a minute.
If you want me to go and dig out far, I can dig that, and that's not a problem. Because first of all, it is not just the print. I will look at there's several angles for me to be able to establish that. The technology has helped us to be able to do that. But for me, for what? What am I trying to? Because I also know that this is a camp, and this is a camp, and there's a lot of cross fire between these two camps. Once I know that these are just your enemy is my friend.
Dayo, can I say something? No, Dayo.
As Nigerians.
No, Dayo, can I say something here?
Can we benefit?
You see,
can we get the value of greater transparency?
Excuse me, Ayo.
Of
this allegation,
an insight into things that happen.
Truth. Dayo,
is that not what we should benefit from?
This allegation coming from Hajia Najatu is a second-hand information.
All right.
It's not as if she had direct access to this information.
All right.
If you read through that somebody within the FEC mentioned Ribadu saying such, somebody. So that's why I said she made a sweeping allegation against Nuhu Ribadu. And Nuhu Ribadu will not take it lightly. But out of respect, he said through his lawyer, Ahmed Rajisan, please kindly withdraw this statement because it's defamatory. And she came up boldly, she said no. There will be some space and I will enjoy the legal battle if it starts. But advisably, knowing how the law operates, if you're asked to prove it,
correct,
my brother, prove it beyond reasonable doubt.
That's it.
It may be difficult for her to prove it because the other person, the person that lifted that information that say he had it must prove it.
Yeah.
That's why I say advisably she should resign, withdraw, tender apology so that we can move on.
All right. So that's the advice from Ibrahim. In case Ajia Najatu Mohammed is listening to this or watching this, so he says rescind that decision. He says withdraw it and
apologize.
Yeah. So, but the whole essence of this, I hope that we understand.
Yes.
The whole point is that as the public, as Nigerian public, we need to know exactly what transpired.
It's political. That's all.
That's the whole.
Politics is political. This man is looking for.
I think you are more academic on this matter.
If the academic arena and all that is different. Political. The same thing.
Nigerians want to know.
What are Nigerians looking for? Nigerians, as I'm talking to, majority of Nigerians, they are not even more concerned about this.
That's what you think.
No, they are not.
That's what you think.
No, I told you. No. You see, that is why I say
we have someone. I hope that he will comment on both. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
You're welcome, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I just want to put a question to your panelists there.
All right. You've not told us your name and where you're calling from, though.
Mohammed is my name from Lokoja community.
Okay. Go on, please.
My name now,
yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. For Najat to Mohammed, I believe she knows what she's saying. And what if she can prove it?
Yeah, so that's what they're saying.
I think she cannot prove it, or you think she don't know what she's saying. What if she can prove it?
Yeah, so it's a 50-50 thing.
You want her to go ahead and prove it?
If she can prove it, so it is because she believes in what she's saying, and that is why she refused to pull it down.
Yeah.
And what if she can prove it, so be it.
Correct. That would be interesting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a very good one.
That's a good one.
There's somebody, I almost screamed because he looked as if we were going to lose him.
No.
Somebody
was also called. Yeah, so.
No, I like what he said. That what if she can prove it?
If she is also insisting
that is the whole
yes.
If she can prove it, I'm saying go and prove rather than just be talking anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not concerned about the integrity of these two heavyweights.
Yeah.
Sure.
These are institutions. These are great Nigerians.
Because see what it will do. If she's proved to have it's a hoax, it's just hot air, then it helps the integrity of these people. So it's not any one-sided thing.
And sometimes the court may even decide these are mere political statements. Go and sort out yourselves. You see, anything happens in the Nigerian court. We have a very good.
But part of it is also that if we're going to raise a generation beyond us that upholds this nation and takes it to higher notches, then we need to be able to build certain principles. You cannot be, for example, I'm not saying that that's the situation because it's not being established, but it must not be possible, it must not be popular, it must not be acceptable that you run with the hound, you run with the hound and then hunt with the dogs.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
So I think that's the whole essence of this. That's the point the woman is also trying to say. If you said this person is a thief, why are you with him now? Because see, those little fine principles are very critical.
And why is she? Why did she single out Nuhu Ribadu on this matter?
That's another part to it. Yeah, good point.
Because there are so many.
Because if there were
so many ambience coming from the north, especially this time around. We've seen so many things going wrong, and somebody is trying to put some things in order. I know definitely people will get hurt, fingers will get burnt. So we should expect some of these allegations coming at this point in time. So what, as far as I'm concerned,
let's do
hello.
Mr. Dayo.
My brother, looks like Mohammed from Maiduguri, right? What? Say that again, please. Say it again.
I want to know.
The network has.
Yes, the name and where you're calling from, quickly.
My name is Abdulaziz Idris. I'm calling from here in Abuja.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Yeah. So what I want to say here is what.
Yeah.
Please go on.
I'm around, but this is the two elephants that will suffer. Nobody cares about that. The grass will not suffer this time.
at least for once.
Yeah. Nigerians are now thinking of how to buy gari.
Yes, sir.
And soak it in water. And to make it without milk.
Yes, sir. Now you can see look at the. Correct. You can see look at the glory about this one.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much.
You see, what is happening now is that Rubadu has made a statement 20 years back, and it's because of all this thing you see happening now is because of 20 meters. That is what's causing at this point now. Whereby you hear is saying that, Najatu is saying this or that. They're just hitting the polite even before the 2027.
Yeah.
Only God knows who will be the 2027.
Correct.
Let's just see what the fruit we're going to get, if possible, from the things of this administration.
All right, Mohammed, thank you very much.
I think everything. So I know you're out of time, but
yes. But thank you very much for calling in, and I like your humorous contribution. We just need to go now. Been a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed every bit of this. But the whole essence of this talk, this second one, is, I mean, even if they are doing it for political to score political points. If it is true, at least the country gains in knowledge.
Yeah.
We know that, oh, so these things actually played out.
Correct.
And then if you never can say, there could be one human rights person who says, oh, if
look at what happened to Afe Babalola. Afe Babalola felt like, you said, you sued the guy.
So you never can say.
These are two great guys. The young man, fantastic, fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Afe Babalola, an icon.
Great, yes.
He said, no, you don't mess up with me. Now, but if they were politicians, they don't know if all kinds of things going on with politicians.
Those are the things.
So maybe what
need to
maybe
know.
with time,
Nigerians
our politicians need to be careful with what they say. But what politicians say during election and during the politicking, I discountenance them. I don't take it home. That's what I'm saying.
That is drunk.
So yeah, it's like someone that is drunk. You say, because I said your head was bent.
That's why
you are now believing that your head is
bent.
bent.
Of this story, I say it's not relevant.
It's not.
We really do want to thank you all, not just Nigerians, we've been watching from around the world. Every viewer counts. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. This is coming from KAFTANTV and coming from myself, Dayo Omoogun. And of course, I must say thank you for coming, Ambassador Moses Kolawole Obisesan.
Thank you for having me.
Your MKO is, we want the other MKO to resurrect. And thank you for coming also, Ibrahim Garba.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, and at this point, I must say a big thank you to the production team. Wonderful guys. Big thumbs up to you. And to KAFTANTV, the corporate body itself. Thank you so very much. And Nigerians out there, keep trucking. Better days ahead. Bye-bye at this point. Thank you.